electrical impulses are released by this nerve ending, and these electrical impulses are called neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters. These electrical impulses are called neurotransmitters. They are freely disposed from the end, the presynaptic membrane. The presynaptic membrane in the form of electrical impulses. Again, these electrical impulses are received by this postsynaptic membrane, and it is converted into chemical impulse. It is converted into chemical impulse and transmitted to the cell body. This is the dendrite, and this dendrite is connected with the cell body. After reaching the cell body, again this chemical impulse is converted into electrical impulse. Now, however, before that there are several steps, which I will tell you when I will give you the notes. However, the cell body feeds the organs and the parts of the neuron, and through the axon these impulses are transmitted. Again, the neurolemma and the nodes of Granvier, they pace up the impulse which is moved to the nerve ending, from where it is disposed in the form of the impulse travels within the neuron in the form of chemical impulse. The impulse travels within the neuron in the form of chemical impulses, and at the time of releasing out from the nerve ending of one axon, it is converted into electrical impulse, and then it is given to the next dendrite, of the next neuron, where as soon as it is received by the dendrite of the next neuron, it is soon converted into chemical impulse. That means during the release of the impulse only it is converted into electrical impulse. However, well, until the time till the time these impulses are inside a neuron, it is in the form of chemical impulse. Now, this portion is called synaptic cleft, and this junction is called synapse. Is it clear? Now, let me explain you one another junction. This is one type of junction. Synapse is the junction, you can say, neuron to neuron. Okay, because this is one neuron 1, and this is another neuron neuron 2. Okay, this is one neuron and this is another neuron. That means the synapse is only in the case of neuron to neuron junction, the junction between one neuron with the another. Okay, now what in case of when the neuron is attached with the muscles, because from the muscles it receives. That means in case of neuron junctioning with acceptors or receptors, what is called that portion? Neurons are connected to the muscles, from where they they receive the impulses, and these impulses are then transmitted to different parts of the body to the neurons. Now, what is the junction between muscles and neuron is called? A junction between muscle and neuron is known as dash. However, the junction between neuron to neuron is called synapse. The junction between one neuron to the muscle is called neuromuscular junction. Neuromuscular junction. That means neuron, muscle, and junction. That means a neuron connecting with the muscle, that site is called neuromuscular junction. Now, let me draw the figure of a neuromuscular junction. Now, just see here. This is the figure of a neuromuscular junction. Here, this portion which you are able to see is a muscle. Any muscle, any receptor, whether your hand, leg, or any part of your body. And this is the dendrite or the nerve ending of the axon. I have written as the dendrite. Okay. Now, dendrite of a axon. Better you consider as the dendrite of an axon. Dendrite of an axon or the neuron. Now, what happened? Just see. Again here synaptic cleft. Again here the muscles are not in direct contact with this portion of the dendrite. The portion of the muscle where the junction takes place is called sacrolemma. That means this portion is called sacrolemma, which is the part of the muscles at the site of the junction. Here you can see